Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is March 17th, 2023, and this is a quick thing I've been seeing out there. People talking about technical trading. Does it work? Does it work? It don't work, and all this kind of stuff. When it comes to I'm a technical trader. It works for me. It works for me because I've done the analysis, I've done the work to see that the tools that I'm using actually provide a profitable trade and high probability trade for me. That's the way I look at it. First of all, let me also say trading is risky. You can and you will lose money at trading. So please get educated. I'm going to give you a little tips about what I've done to get to the point where I have the confidence of taking the trades based on the technical indicators that I'm actually using. And I will show you just this past week how I was looking at the market. First of all, this is all for educational purposes only. Again, like I say, please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. Let's jump over to the charts. And let me see where I'm at. Let me jump over here to a week view. These are the main indicators that I like using. Candles to me are an indicator. Then I have my custom pivots. My custom pivots just gives me a couple highs for the market, gives me previous day high and give me a previous day low mark in the market. That's what I like to see. Based on that, we have done, well, those indicators are actually calculated based on whatever product they're on. It's going to give us a range. Me and my partner that actually created this indicator, that's the way it's designed. That's the other thing when it comes to technical indicators. They all are based on price and probably should be customized to see what you want to see in the market, or to see, and then you need to test it to see if it actually gives you a profitable trade, has a high probability of being profitable. Now, let's take a quick look. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you that this particular indicator, along with the candle patterns and stuff, does work for me based on what I see. I understand that a lot of people maybe don't see what I see. That's why usually when I'm working with people, I say ask them to have them to look at the market and do some things in order to get to where they see whatever they want to trade. If they're trading anything and everything out there, again, get to where they can actually see. I call it see the market. Is one of the things that I like having people go through. And once they get to that point where they see the market, then it makes them a lot more comfortable to be able to trade whatever they want to trade. But let's go ahead and I'm going to just give you a quick overview of what I'm seeing. You can see based on my indicators. I know this is you think this is kind of after the fact, but when the market is trading, I see the market hitting my lower indicator and bouncing. So if I don't take it the first time, I can take it the second time. Again, on the SVE pivots, I see the market hitting this and bouncing, and I can take that trade if I want to. I can also see that it didn't bounce here at this point right here, and all it kept dropping, but I didn't get any kind of pattern. I'm going to zoom in on these where you can take a better look at what's going on here so you can see what's happening. I'm not giving you any whys. I'm giving you what I see. Here you can see a bounce here, and it came pretty close and still bounce. I'm a bullish trader, so I'm usually looking at the bullish trades. I'm not looking at the bearish trades that also are happening here. This one didn't work and all. If you tried to play that one, it would have went against you a little bit before it actually came down. But I'm looking at the bullish trades, and I'll show you right quick on each day. Here, bounce. Here, bounce. Here at my opening, bounce. Here at pivot, bounce. That's why I like having these lines out here. Here. Nothing is going to be exact, but it's going to be close enough. And if you don't get it the first time, if you see it a second time, it's usually a pretty good trade. Here on my custom pivot. As you can see, I like this one right here also, because this is where my support one and my line is lining up. That's kind of like a double whammy to me. I expect a bounce there. I don't expect it to be exact. I expect it can go a little bit against me and then go back up. You'll hear me. I used to show these all the time, as long as one of my stop rules is I don't want to close below those levels once I get into my trade. Another one of my rules that we're going to be seeing on here is pivot. Pivot, where is pivot? This is pivot up here on this one right here. Pivot is the white line. Pivot is the white line. This white line. This dashed white line here is actually the opening line. This high line here, these high lines are my custom pivot line. The dashed lines are my custom pivots. The solid lines are SVE pivot. SVE is the pivot that I like using on the index. Again, there's different pivots out there, and there's different pivots out there because someone has studied the market and did an analysis of the market that certain pivots works better on certain products. That's the type of an analysis that you need to do based on whatever indicator that you are using. See on whatever you're trading too. See if it actually works on the product that you are trading. That's why technical analysis doesn't work for a lot of you. You haven't done the back testing, you haven't done the studying, you haven't done the analysis to see if that indicator actually works on what you are trading. Don't take anybody's word saying, oh, this is going to work, this is going to make you a lot of money. It's going to make them a lot of money training you, it's going to make them a lot of money, being on the opposite side, maybe being on the opposite side of your trade, based on what they've told you. That's just the way I am, the way we are. I know myself and other people that I know, we have done the work ourselves to prove to ourselves that the tools that we are using works for us. And if they're really working great for us, we do tend to share them. Just like what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing this particular tool with you right now. But you need to do the studying. Don't take my word for it. Do the studying. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this and let you see each individual day and how they went. This is that one day where we saw it bouncing down here. You can see, and a lot of times the person that I trade with, I usually tell them the first time is usually the best time. That's one of my little sayings with them. When we see it hit that first time, especially when it's gotten super extended like this, and the market, another one of my rules you've used to hear me say, I've taken a lot of those videos down, where above pivot, stay above pivot. It was above pivot, it came below pivot, and it came down to one of my custom pivot lines and bounce. I really like to take that trade at least back to pivot. So that was a good trade that day. And I started to put a video out this morning. I don't think I'm gonna put it out. I don't know if I'm gonna put it out or not. Where I did trade again, pre-hour. I like trading pre-hour in the future market, because around this time frame, this 8 o'clock to 8:30 time frames, there's usually announcements. So you get movement in the market that is tradable, and that's what I look for. So that day, that was that bounce. It gave you a bounce right there, which was a good trade. The next time it came down close to that area, it gave you another good bounce. That was a good trade. Again, my technical indicator is working. And staying above market, starting off above pivot and staying above pivot, is another thing right here below pivot on my 5-minute trade, a doji. I'll go back to you guys who used to listen to me about my 5-minute trade. These are 5-minute candles. Looking up here right quick, this is a doji. I wouldn't have taken a trade because, again, even though it's green, when doji is kind of like indecision in the market, I don't like taking those trades because it was kind of like a toss of a coin if if it was green or red, which way the market was going to actually go. And with the market being underneath pivot, I would look to take this trade to the downside. Would have been targeting this area right here. But let's go to the next chart. The next day. Again, you can see the market. Let me back up a little bit here. Let me see if I can back up a little bit here. Where you can see, I hate doing this thing. You think that's why I'm doing 5 days, because you look at all that's hindsight. This is opening. This is the opening line. You can see the market was staying above opening line. This is the pivot. One of my rules: above pivot, stay above pivot. I see the market come down to pivot, come down to opening, and again, I like playing the market pre-opening. I expect it to go up and all. So again, my indicator gave me an opportunity to actually play this thing back to the upside. Targets are usually these lines right here, this line right here. I look to make anywhere. As you can see, these are close to 100-point trades. Me, if I take 10 to 20 points, I'm usually happy, and that's about it. I see that there's a lot more points in the trades, and that's why, again, if you've seen some of my other videos that I've actually been putting out here lately that I don't let stay up, I'm using a higher time frame to help me stay in my trades a little bit longer. But let's go to the next day. Again, I want to do that right quick, and again, this is down here at this line here again, and this is the one where I had said we had a double whammy almost, where the market. I usually don't. Yeah, and I usually don't start looking at the market until after 8 o'clock. I usually go out for a bike ride, get my workout in, and I'm usually in front of the computer maybe around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at the latest. Is usually when I want to get in there, and so again, I see a double whammy here. I got my custom pivot down here, which is almost like an oversold line, and I got a support pivot here also that everybody sees. The market came down here and gave you a nice bounce, played back the pivot, and again, just to give you an idea what kind of points are in there, that's 25 to that's 125 to 240. So again, it's another over 100-point trade, and that's available there on the NQ based on just these pivots. Study it yourself and see if you see what I see. Next day, again, this is my custom pivot again playing out, and we are above pivot again. What I like seeing, and I'm only looking at this time because this is the time that I'm actually trading. I can see what else is happening, but based on this time in the market is the time where we get announcements, things are happening. Let me back up just a little bit. I like backing up just a little bit to about this 8 o'clock time frame. We usually get announcements and stuff around this time frame, and if I see things happening and not happening, not going below, this is my trade. My trade here, again, 330. 399, 400, 70 points, and all. Does technical indicators work? It's based on what you see. Now, this morning, now I'm gonna give you a live thing. This morning, really nothing was really lining up this morning. I was watching the market here at this time here, these lines here, all these three lines here. And I was seeing the market going sideways here after that 8 o'clock time. It had did its drop. It was basing, and I ended up entering a trade right here. I ended up exiting that trade just right here, just below this level right here, and all pre-market, and I was done. I was done for the day, But as you can see, none of my again, it gets back to technical indicators. Do you use technical indicators all the time? See, that's why I say candles, in my opinion, are a technical indicator to me. So if I see the market basing like this, and I see a bullish Arami, I want to be in on this candle, and I'm willing to take a chance on this market moving up at least to this level right here. And I took that trade, and I was done. So also now back to what I'm showing on my basic technical indicators that everybody can see. Again, my above pivot, the market was above pivot. So now what I'm waiting is, the market could just take away from me and I don't trade for the day. I don't take another trade at all. But I can wait and say, okay, the market is up to my high level. This is my H1. I can, if it's a really hot day, it can go all the way to H2. But if I see on my 5-minute candles, I start seeing a red candle, and I see another red candle, and I see another red candle, do I want to take this thing to the downside? I want to take it to the downside, but I can't take it to the downside. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have problems taking trades to the downside. But as you can see, this thing did drop, and it dropped all the way down here. I have other traders that trade with me that would have taken this trade. I wasn't trading with anybody this morning, actually. Did my own little thing, did my workout, did my bike ride. It had been a good week, and I just watched it. I did watch this thing drop. Did I watch it drop all the way down to here? Yes, I did, because I was thinking about I was looking at making a video and taking a quick trade with a bounce off here. Again, the first time when it touched here, I got close to here, probably was the best trade, because again, this is at, I remember it was the 640, and me taking my 10 points to 650, it went to 660, would have been a great trade for me. But as we can see, this thing started doing that sideways action again. If I took off at this time to go ahead and do my bike ride, and all. But as you can see, I would have been looking to take that bullish trade. But this is kind of like getting late in the day for me trading. This market would have probably, if I would have took that trade, it would have stopped me out. But it came down to one of my technical indicators, down to my pivot, based on one of my rules: above pivot, stay above pivot. Taking this trade right here, once I'm seeing this green candle and trading back to the upside, getting in, maybe, I don't know, maybe 590. If I got lucky, probably wouldn't have. I hate getting in around 600 and then looking for it to go to here, but that would have been a trade also. That's 40 points. That's 40 to 50 points based on how your entry was. And that's all I really want to share. I just want to show you, study these indicators. Do your analysis on the indicators and see if they actually work for you. They work for the strategy that you want to trade. See how many points are available in that particular trade that you want to do, and see if that's something that you're okay with. I'm okay with 10 to 20 points on the NASDAQ. I'm 10 to 20 points on the NASDAQ trading a future contract, or I'm okay with if I'm trading QQQ and it makes that type of move. I'm okay with that because that's going to give me my 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents on my option contract. That's what I see. That's what I know. High probability of the times when I see these things set up, it's going to actually work for me. That's all I really want to share. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys are going to have a great weekend. Talk to you next week. Bye.